The second focal point is government to curb inflation by reducing money supply. Is this a good idea? Or do you think this idea will tackle, uh, uh, or what other measures do you think the government can adopt to tackle inflation in Nigeria? Those are the two focal points: palliative sharing and cutting of money supply to curb inflation. What are your thoughts? Before we open up the phone line, Fuhad, please share your thoughts, and then we move on to our listener.
All right, so I'll make that very quickly. Again, for sharing of palliatives, I'm not hopeful for anything. I don't know. It's going to be a charade. It's going to be the same thing that we've always known. A few persons will get it, maybe a few political associates of party members, people of influence, and it won't solve any problem. It won't solve any problem, unfortunately. And when it comes to palliatives, I don't really know whether I've always said I don't like the idea of the word palliatives or anything called palliatives because it's just going to be about people who can, get whatever they can get. If you rice, beans, whatever, it's a complete waste of time for me. But like I said, if there are people who are at that level, who have gotten to a point where government policies have pushed them to a point where they need to get rice and beans to be able to defeat their family, they should go ahead and find a way to get these things. But I know it will not solve any problem. And of course, we'll be waiting to see how Lagos will handle its own. We'll keep tabs on it. We'll keep reporting it and see what will come out of it. But I'm not hopeful for anything really when it comes to sharing of palliatives. And I know that the governors will not do anything decent about it. I'm not even hopeful about anything. But again, the government must sit up and find a way to really cushion the effect of this subsidy removal. Whatever they are doing now is just scratching the surface. People will argue that these are low-hanging fruits. Hey, this is not anything low-hanging fruit. It's not solving anything. So they should put on their thinking cap and really find out what they can do to really cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Transportation would have been the easiest thing to do, but we don't have a functional structured transportation system in Nigeria. That's also a problem. So it's there for the government to resolve that. The issue of inflation, like I said earlier, Sandra, a singular monetary or fiscal policy would not solve the problem of inflation. We need to start producing. We need to solve our energy problem. We need to fire up our manufacturing sector again. Until we start producing, few monies will be changing fuel goods. A lot of money changing fuel goods will not be resolved by reducing the money in circulation. We are not producing. The agricultural sector is at comatose. Nothing is happening there. We are not even exporting enough crude. So we are not making enough money. There's so much corruption. So the reality is not about saying, oh, look, you know what the CBN has been doing, Sandra? We've always reported it. Every time they meet, they increase the interest rate, hoping that it will reduce inflation. Has it resolved it? Inflation currently is about 28%. And it's been predicted that it's going to go up anytime soon. So Mr. Wale has just come in. Maybe one of those things he thinks he can quickly do for now. But on the long run, I think he needs to come up with something more creative, which is not going to be about the Ministry of Finance alone. It's going to be a complete effort of the government to tackle the real issues that is causing inflation in Nigeria.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Saheed Fuhad, for your thoughts. I understand that you have to step aside now. Okay, well, he has already. Well, let's move on now to our dear listener. This is Mainland Focus, and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We have two focal points that we're going to be looking at this morning that would like to get your thoughts and contribution on. And the two focal points are very simple. We're looking at palliative sharing and also the fact that the federal government is looking at cutting money supply in order to curb inflation in the country. So the angles we're looking at as regards palliative sharing is, how would you rate the sharing of palliatives so far by states? Do you agree with NLC that the governors can't share palliatives properly? How best should the issue of palliatives be handled? We've seen the videos, we've seen the pictures of how these things are being done in different parts of the country. What is your assessment? The second focal point is government to curb inflation by reducing money supply. Is this a good idea? Do you think this idea will tackle our inflation issues? Or do you agree with Fuhad that we need a multidimensional outlook on curbing inflation? Or what other measures do you think the government can adopt to tackle inflation in Nigeria? Those are the two focal points. We have opened up the phone line now, so you can call in 0913 6000 410, or you can send text messages or WhatsApp messages to 0913 6000 430. That's for text message and WhatsApp. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube. We take messages from there as well. So you can drop your comments in the live chat section at Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and YouTube. Let's have a conversation. Let's set the agenda. Let's know the way forward. And this is Mainland 98.3 FM. For those who are calling in, you have just 2 minutes to share your thoughts. Once it's 2 minutes, we give you one note of warning and then we move on to the next call. All right, so would appreciate if you can keep things clean and stay focused. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
How are you, Sandra?
I'm well.
And my friend Fuhad.
All right, he's with you.
My name is Dr. Koko from Mobola.
Okay.
It's a pleasure. Just on a lighter mode. Do you know, yesterday I was somewhere around Lagos. And as I was just going, a street fan of mine called me and said, Oga, Emma boy. He spoke in Yoruba and said, Ejo, Dr. Emma boy. Kilo palliative that joy. And I had to break it down to him in Yoruba. And I said, palliative means you having your malaria fever, but unfortunately your doctor is treating you for headache and leaving the malaria fever. And the guy screamed. So, you see, the truth of the matter is that a lot of our people are not actually aware of what is happening. I must be sincere with you. Awareness is a major problem. A lot of our people are not even listening to these conversations on the radio. A lot of our people are not information driven. So, our government, the kind of government we have, are just being left alone to do things, at their own convenience, without being accountable. So, in my own view, just like I've been monitoring Fuhad, and yourself, Sandra, over the weeks, over the months, I listen to your station. I don't go out without listening to Mainland FM. I must be serious.
Thank you.
And I want to commend you guys for this. The truth is that we have to see how we can really step up this game to break this issue down to our local languages so that people can really be aware of what is happening. People can really be aware of what is happening.
Hello?
I want to use this opportunity to thank you guys for what you are doing and also encourage everybody to, just like Fuhad always say, let us all go out to see how we can help ourselves. This government cannot help anybody. I'm sorry to say. Palliatives are for the politicians and their associates.
All right.
Thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate 0913-6000-410. Earlier on, just in case someone is wondering, yes, he gave the book definition of what palliative is. Very simple. Palliative is relieving symptoms without actually dealing with the cause of what exactly is wrong with you. That's book definition of palliatives. But we're talking about palliatives as regards the rice and the grain and the fertilizers that are supposed to be shared, and as well as the cash handout. That's what we're looking at this morning. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Peter.
Yeah, thank you very much. If you enter Mutu, like us that use a public transport, even the elderly people, like the other day, about 2 elderly people were sitting the front line. In fact, all that they will say is, I feel palliative, I feel the farm, I feel, in Yoruba, at least I hear those small ones. Nigerians don't want palliative. I mean, majority of Nigerians. Can I even ask, do they share this palliative on daily basis, or after 3 days, or weekly? I don't even know how they share this palliative. Is it once for how many days? Because if everybody is saying that, look, Nigerians are not beggars, don't turn us to refugees in our land. I used to hear about this thing during the wartime, that the Red Cross will be going to places and be sharing rice and milk and that's the powdered meat. And people will go on through. So Nigeria has become this at this level with these politicians that we are having. So they have reduced Nigerians to those going to carry plates, carry cups, and line up to collect rice, to collect grain, with all the mineral resources that we are having. And Nigerians are saying, we don't want palliative. If democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people, why can't they listen to the people who say, this is what we want? Drive away from this from the town. Go and build our refineries. See, let me tell you to the monetary policy that man is talking about. I was told that when you have so much product outside and the more small, the price will come down. If we have the farm produce, we have every sector working like a Malgare said, cocoa working, groundnut working, palm oil working, food will be enough. Money, whatever amount of money you have, it will not affect it. You see these people, they came in, these politicians, under democracy, they came in, they destroyed all the infrastructures that the military gave to us, and now they want to destroy the life of Nigerians, so that Nigerians are now poor, begging them, lining up for them to give palliative. Very unfortunate. I don't know how we will rescue this situation. Let us be talking on the radio. We talk, and the things are going worse. What do we do? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. What do we do? But then we're not really hitting it. For me, we're not really hitting, the conversation this morning. We're looking at the sharing of this palliative. Do you even agree with the palliative sharing, or how would you rate the sharing of the palliative so far by states? Or do you agree that the governors can't share palliatives properly, and how best should the issue of palliatives be handled? Let's look at those angles as regards palliatives sharing. 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mobola.
Good morning, Pastor Ambrose.
Thank you for picking my call today.
Hey, thank God.
Thank God. Thank God for another day. Where is my friend Fuhad?
He'll be with us in a minute.
Morning.
Yes.
Okay. You see, palliative sharing. Well, Nigerians, if I am correct, voted for Mr. President. If I am correct. If they voted for him, it means majority. When I say voted, I'm talking of majority. Now, before any other decision. Now, the same majority of people are telling you we don't want palliative. We don't want. As I'm talking to you now, I have so many challenges. But I don't want palliative. I want something that will affect every Nigerian positively. Hold your palliative. Build my refinery for me. You are giving me, for example, now, there is no way I can get those things. 5 billion naira for state, 180, is it truck, I don't know, of rice. How many people will need to see? How many people are going to benefit from it? Nigerians are telling you that this is what you want. You are telling them no. Because half of that 5 billion naira is going to go into the pocket of this governor. Half of it. The rice also the same thing. Sandra, was it just this week or last week? I took 15,000 naira to go to one shop. Nylon bag is what I used to bring load to my house. 15,000. That 15,000 that we buy a car before. And when you talk, some people will tell you that it is like that everywhere all over the world. I don't understand why you are. It's banned that it is in the realm of affairs. And as I'm talking of whether the federal, state, local government, it's making so much, and you are pauperized. And you know within you that you are pauperized, and you are coming to defend. It is your condition. Why are you taking Panadol for another person's headache? Why are you not thinking of how Nigeria can be better? Where you and I, everybody can be okay. Why are you not looking at US, Canada, Europe, where things are working? Palliative, this palliative that we are talking about, this thing is not going to go round. Even I can tell you that 1/10 of Ogun State people, they will not get out of this thing. You will hear from me very soon. If there is anything I get, I will talk. I won't lie about it.
Thank you, Pastor. Good morning. Yes, I appreciate 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages, is 0913 6000 430. We're live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM and on YouTube as well at Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes, Sir John.
Good morning. Yeah, John from Mobola. Good morning to Fuhad. Yeah.
Good morning.
Just like the last caller said, what is palliatives?
Why they are not, just like what just has said, that we are not being productive, honestly. You look at the era of Baba Awolowo. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
He came up with a group of companies, about 8 or 12 of them, including Bata, that is there for now. It was these politicians that have come on board to embezzle and looted all these group of companies, which the only one that is existing is Wema Bank now. And I don't think that Wema is now even part of it, maybe partially. So they are not just serious. What is palliatives? What can palliatives do for me? Me that was buying fuel for my business at 5,000 before, now it's about 18,000 to 20,000. And people are not coming in, even patronize me. So what are they telling me? Because the bargaining power of the naira has been reduced. The bargaining of the people to purchase has been reduced. They are not looking at the way to increase the bargaining power of the people, the bargaining power of the naira. They are talking about withdrawing money again. I hope another MFLA is not coming on board. Thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. John. Well, the Minister of Economy, or the coordinating Minister of Economy, is only trying to say that, well, in order to curb inflation, because inflation is biting really hard into our economy, well, is suggesting, or is hinting, it's just a hint anyways, hinting at the fact that there are plans to cut the cash in circulation in order to curb inflation. That is what Mr. Wale Edun said earlier on, or hinted at yesterday. Well, let's move on now. 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, sir.
And Fuhad, good morning.
Is with you.
Sandra.
Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Chifugo.
Hello?
Sandra. Chifugo.
Okay, yes, Chief. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sandra.
Yes, sir.
When you about, you give them food first. Nigeria did not spread that people are to my voice, bringing buses. Give them food first. Give the people that are
may I ask you a question though? This
Please
food
do.
that you are suggesting that the federal government shares to the people, do you suggest it is shared every day or every week or every month? You think
then it first. Then we fix our refinery, bring buses. Because these people, these things that they are talking about, refineries, the buses, it's not automatic. And people must eat first to be alive to see all those things.
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
All right.
Please.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much, Chief Ugochukwu. I guess Chief Ugochukwu goes along or supports the sharing of rice, saying that the people need to eat first. Well, there's the colloquial, phrase that goes that in everything, that whatever you're going through, no matter whatever you're going through, make sure you eat first. Let's take some messages on Facebook. We'll be back to the phone lines in a bit. This is still Mainland 9.3 as palliative care, aid to small businesses and etc. And let long term be in fixing our refineries, investing in large-scale commercial agriculture, fixing electricity, fixing education slowly but steady. That's what we need as palliatives. We need an enabling platform to grow our small business. We need basic amenities, social infrastructures that is not too much. Nigerians, just the basic necessity. Merci, bonjour too. And that's Oluwamuyiwa Oludude on Facebook. I also have here Sandra and Fuhad. Palliative sharing is more or less loop-sided. How can Lagos State be given equal amount with other states with less physical population? One reason for the upsurge in Shomolu, as Fuhad has said, and that's coming from Atonda Kayode Samuel. I also have here on the issue of palliatives, it will go to political cronies if not well supervised. I agree completely with Ogaf Saheed. The increase in interest rates will not solve the problem of inflation. Note, there are different types of inflation, hence short-run and long policies to solve them. The type of inflation Ogafwad has said is multidimensional hyperinflation. The government needs to make a lot of sacrifices to solve this, as it is a long-run project. 1. Reduce the level of taxes and implement progressive taxation. Tax waivers to entice FDIs, increase production and manufacturing to increase export and reduce import. Focus on agriculture, which is intertwined with security and transportation sector, to enable farmers to go to farms without fear or land being destroyed or being killed by herdsmen, and bandit terrorists. Open up the borders for now to reduce hunger. Implement strong policies like China to deter corrupt practices. And that message was dropped by Sean Johnson on Facebook. Thank you very much, Sean Johnson. Appreciate your contribution. I also have some messages here on WhatsApp as well, so I'll quickly take them. Then we'll be back to the phone line in a bit. I have here, good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. This is Godwin from Ilasa. God bless the doctor that explained the meaning of palliative this morning. A patient with a terminal illness like cancer is given palliative treatment, which is just to ameliorate the pains until he or she passes on. It's saddening that the politicians know exactly what they intend achieving, but for us, the masses, we either know but be clouded with unnecessary sentiments, or we are so lazy to be concerned. Isn't it a shame that a country which once held position of lending money to China and Dubai is now distributing cups of rice to her citizens? From what Tinubu has done so far, our politicians are just after themselves. Again, I say that if we don't stop these, they will turn us to beggars. I reject it though. Today, 12:30 today, India will be landing Chandrayaan-3 at the southern pole of the moon. This is a country that once depended on Nigeria to train their resident doctors. Politicians are our enemies. Period. Thank you very much, Godwin from Ilasa. Let's go back to the phone line. We'll be back to messages in a bit. 0913 6000 410. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Sandra, how are you today?
I'm well, Barrister Peter.
Yes, God bless you. What of my friend Fuhad?
Is well.
Okay. Yes. On the twin issue of, this sharing of palliative and the other one, what was the second issue?
Cutting money supply in order to curb inflation.
Exactly. You see, Madam Sandra,
Okay.
sometimes it seems as if when people get into government, they become completely transformed. They forget the reality of life, when they were outside. When they get inside, they become completely different. So my own view about this issue of palliative is that the Asiwaju I know is a very intelligent man. He has worked at Mobola as an accountant. That is when I knew him. Then before he went into public service to be governor.
Barrister Peter, you have just 2 minutes. So.
Okay, so my suggestion is that Asiwaju should first of all apologize to Nigerians that he has made a mistake. It is honorable to accept your mistake. This issue palliative is not acceptable. Nigerians cannot be treated as amanjaris. If he wants to share palliative, he should go and discuss with the states one by one and give them what they suggest. So government cannot impose palliative on people. It asks them. Democracy is about consultation. If the people in the north like Amanjari type of life, we don't like it here in the south.
It's okay, Barrister Peter. It's okay. You're debating. Hello.
Hello. The issue of.
Hello. Good morning.
Sandra.
Hello. Please, can you speak a little louder? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is John the Great.
All right. Where are you calling from, sir? Okay.
It won't go round no matter the money they put, because the government or the governor of state have vested interest. Half of that money will go into their pocket. The citizen will not enjoy that money. In the days of Goodluck Jonathan, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the coordinating minister of finance and the economy, made a comment that they always go to the market to find out the prices of foodstuff. Thereby, they will be able to have a first-hand information when they come to the cabinet meeting. They make sure that they stabilize the price of food so that even with 1,000 naira, you could be able to buy food. Now, if they have taken away subsidy from petroleum, why not subsidize food for people to eat so that even with a 1,000 naira, you'll be able to buy affordable food for the family or for yourself? For me, that is even the best way of giving that palliative than just giving out raw cash and raw food and say they should be distributed. Are we beggars in this country, for God's sake? If we can look into that direction, it will help the important to be filled, because I see it in that direction. So they have to think out with such a way that with your 500 naira, with your 1,000, you should be able to afford a good food, at least food fare.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. This is still Mainland 98.3 FM, 10 minutes past 9. That is what we are running on right now. And you are listening to Mainland Focus. The focal point for this morning, we're looking at palliatives sharing. How would you rate the sharing of the palliatives so far by states? Or do you agree with NLC that the governors can't share the palliatives properly? And how best should the issue of palliatives be handled? Let's not forget that just last week we had there was the report from the NEC that 100,000 bags of rice and 40,000 bags of grain will be distributed across the different states. All right, and that is the palliative. Oh, and also, yes, and also, and also some incentives for public service workers, the civil servants. Yes, that's that as well. So how would you rate the sharing of palliatives so far by states? And do you agree that the governors can't share these palliatives properly as stated by NLC? Well, also looking at the fact that the federal government is planning to cut cash in circulation in order to curb inflation. And that came as a hint from the Minister of Finance and also Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun. Who said the measure has become imperative to keep rising inflation at a desirable and stable level. So, is this a good idea? Do you think this idea will tackle our inflation issues? What other measures do you think the government can adopt to tackle inflation in Nigeria? 0913-6000-410, that's the number to call. And you have just 2 minutes. Please straight to the point, and let's give the opportunity to other listeners to share their thoughts as well. We're also live on Facebook, so you can drop your comments and contribution in the live chat section of Facebook and YouTube as well. All right. So we have here on Facebook, Jami Olamileko Yusuf. I don't accept the palliative as a means of help to this nation. Let the government use all the money of subsidy and palliative to build refineries and repair our electricity grid that always breaks down during the last administration. Our government have not stopped our insecurity. They are planning to go to Niger for peacekeeping. It's okay. And that's all from the message. Okay. Jami Olamileko Yusuf, thank you very much. I also have here James Ogbona. Sandra and Fuhad, I greet you palliatively. How many people will those bags of rice and beans feed? I can never join to collect such degrading stuff, even if they are sharing it outside my house, because it makes us look like beggars. Do they share palliatives in form of food abroad? Well, there are food banks. So, yeah, no, kind of. There are food banks abroad, actually. But they should instead push for price of foodstuff to come down to reach the common man. Sandra, I don't want to oblige me. My request, Oh. Okay. All right. Thank you. Please, could you send the WhatsApp message again? I will check it now and then refer to the appropriate quarters. Thank you very much, James Obuna. All right. 0913-6000-410. Hello. Good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Don Peters?
Yes. My name is Don Peters.
Okay.
I'm calling from Ilikbeju.
All right.
Sandra, I cannot be giving you an idea of what I don't believe in. I don't believe in anything palliative.
Okay.
The palliative, I believe that Nigeria in general need right now, if they have the interest of us at heart, is 24 hours power supply. The palliative we need now is an enabling environment so that every farmer can go back to farm and begin to make things for themselves. The palliative right now we need is the government for them to secure Nigeria so that the foreign investors can come and invest in this land and Nigerians will have jobs. The palliative right now we need is a good road network so that all our logistics and everything can be moving without any harassment or without any fear of anything. Sandra, let me ask you one question. The 5,000 naira trader money, how many people have made anything out of it ever since it was shared? Rather, it takes Nigerians into more poverty. So when people are saying that we need palliative or they need palliative, I believe they doesn't know what they are asking for. Because we are not at war in this country. There is no tsunami in this country. There is no natural disaster that consumes any of our pay. So the government will have to continue to, be on the neck of this guy. Let them do the needful. Give us an enabling environment. We are not at war. We are not beggars. We are not handicapped. We have the capability to work and make things for ourselves, which we have been doing before now. So many Nigerians are in the factory working. So many Nigerians are in the farm before working. So I don't know where this idea of Alamadiri lifestyle is coming, and we cannot embrace it. We can never allow the politicians to, treat us like beggars in our country that is so blessed by God. Please, all these politicians belong to Nigerian family, and all of us that belong to Nigerian family. We own this country. All of us own it together. So we are going to salvage it together by telling them to do the needful. Give us the enabling environment. We don't need your palliative. Thank you. And that is my submission this morning.
All right. Thank you very much, John Peters. Appreciate it. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Sandra.
Good morning. Alhaji Super.
Thank you.
All right.
First of all, let me appreciate that the doctor that first called on the issue of palliative. You see, everything that is happening in this country is man-made implementation. President Tinubu know our need in this country is introducing palliative. Let me tell you, Fanda, we have 36 states. You are sharing 55 billion, apart from the right. Start sharing 55 billion to each state. Multiply that by number of states. This particular amount, is it not going to have an impact in our refinery? So that is exactly what the doctor is trying to give the narrative. And Nigerians should understand. You understand? Nigerians should understand that it's unfortunate. President Tinubu, we are appealing to you, in the sense that the way he's handling politicians in Lagos, which he has turned them to alimojiris, beggars, sharing the Rika rice, to them. You should not turn Nigeria to that level. We don't want that. We don't want palliative. You understand? So the issue now is that the necessity that's supposed to be done. The man that called that he said he want palliative.
Hello?
I don't know whether that particular palliative, whether he saw the palliative he's talking about. But my own appeal to our president is to do the needful. Our refinery is there. We don't want his palliative. And let me go back to the issue of forex. That is, inflation.
Inflation.
Well, he told us he has been able to gather, what is it called? The technocrat. So, let the technocrat do their job. He assured us that he has the technocrat. Let them work and see so that we can see, the economy buoyant of our country. So, now, the finance minister is already there. Let them use their brain, their professionalism, and see that, things work in Nigeria. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate 0913-6000-410. We're looking at palliative sharing and also the federal government hinting at plans to cut the cash in circulation in order to curb inflation, as hinted by Mr. Wale Edun, the coordinating minister for the economy, yesterday. We have some messages on Facebook. We'll be back to the phone lines in a bit. I'll just take some messages here. Kenny Ozone saying These whole palliative tales are all jokes from the government without shame at all. And they will stand their ground and say that there are people who need them and appreciate them. They'd better channel it towards job creation, industries, and at least a mini refinery and save themselves a little shame. How we got here is still what we are searching for. So tomorrow now, they will brag over how much they spent feeding people like the humanitarian woman under the last administration. I always remember that woman. Kenny Ozone, thank you very much for your message. I also have Jonathan Martin, Toby Great, saying, good morning. The word palliative is a medical term which is meant for sick people. Please, we don't want audio palliative that they are sharing all around. This palliative will only land in the hands of their party loyalists. They should go and fix all our refineries and use good life that is worth living. And give us good life that is worth living. Thank you. All right. And then we also have Abdul Rafiu Alaba Alakpe. All right. From Sabo Ijeboni Baojo. Okay. And the message here is as regards Alice Madwike. Thank you very much. But that's not on the focal, that's not on the focus this morning. Appreciate 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. But we have some messages on WhatsApp as well. So I'll quickly run through that. Good morning. This is Sam from Magodo. Palliative sharing is never a good idea. It's just another way of some governors cashing out. For how long will they share the palliative? Why not channel those funds in fixing the basic amenities and subsidize some major sectors like transport and food stuff? Reducing circulation of cash. They should not throw the country into confusion again with cash shortage. We all know what happened during the cash scarcity. There are better ways to curb inflation than putting the country in confusion. Good morning. This is... Okay, thank you. Good morning, Sandra. To me, the so-called palliative is organizing people to a point to fight each other instead of quenching the effect of subsidy removal. The government should have a rethink. Benjamin from Shogunle. Thank you very much. I also have here... Okay, this is quite a long read. Good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. Palliatives and money sharing won't solve the issue. Yes, it could be argued that people need food, and it's a way of cushioning the effect of the removal of subsidy in the short term. The question is, will the targeted audience get these palliatives? Is it not in the same country where palliatives were hoarded and turned into a birthday souvenir by a former member of the House of Assembly? These palliatives will just be turned into constituency projects that will be distributed among party members. What happens to those who aren't in partisan politics? Also, for how long will the government continue to do this? How sustainable is this? Why not use the money to take care of healthcare, education, or infrastructure that will benefit everyone? The government surely knows the right thing to do. I wonder why they are not doing it. I feel worried about this. Pelumi from Lagos. Pelumi Lawrence from Lagos. Thank you very much. Appreciate. I also have here, good morning, mainland crew. Government wants to cut down money supply in order to curb inflation. The same government is paying money as palliative to masses. Is this not confusion? Does this make sense? There's no way the governors will share the palliatives okay, in a just way. Let's just put it out like that. It's money to settle loyalists. Many thanks. Undubisi from Igondo. Thank you very much. Appreciate. All right. I also have here quite a lot of messages, but let's go back to the phone lines and then we'll wrap up with more messages. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's Joe from Bergen.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I did not understand what Mr. Edu is saying. The money in circulation, where is the money in circulation? Is it the one the politicians are holding, or the ones the ordinary people, masses, who are looking for money to feed themselves?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Well, moving on. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mobola Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
You see, when we talk of palliative, when we are talking of 8,000 naira, you see, we don't want it. But now, if we already start together and tell us what they are giving us, our message should be how they going to spend it, who's going to manage it. That is the main issue now. Now, they've spent 5 billion naira to us states and the truck of rice. Now, it's not for all of us. Those who need it, just go there to get it. But let's get to the right hand. That's what is supposed to be debating now. Now, the governor, somebody tell me, a governor, you don't know how to handle your state? If they tell the governor will mismanage this, it's a slap on the face of governor. And they must think twice before they give it to their party member. Because all the state belongs to you. You are the number one citizen of that state. Let your state see the impact of these things. Okay, now, the one for palliative they are talking about, one is that palliative, they mention palliative, and those who say it's palliative, they are well educated. If you don't want to call it palliative, call it another name. You can say to question the pay of subsidy. You forget about whether it's a shame but calling it palliative or no palliative. But how to spend it, it is. Labour Culture is part of the committee. The regional leader like the town, the Islamic Council Affairs, they should send a representative to manage this thing. That 5 billion is a big money that the state can purchase a lot of buses, big buses for major roads, go pay for inner roads, and sustain the price. Lagos has done one thing as assistance to governor. It's already reduced the price of the BRT by 50%. We have to talk of that. If somebody does something for you, if it's not enough, you have to say thank you, but it's not enough. Now, you can't get Oshodi to Maitu by BRT. That is why I say they should possess more buses for those areas that BRT is not flying. When somebody do something, do little, start it first before you can ask for more. But when they talk condemning. Criticize is very easy. The best thing to say is to criticize, but to do very, very hard thing to do. For me, I want all those to join the committee how to spend the money. But for Lagos State, use the money to buy buses as little corridor for the inner road, bigger van for major road. That's my stand this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you too. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Appreciate 0913600410. That is the number to call. And let's wrap things up with the phone line. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Ben.
Mobola, good morning.
Yes.
Is it people cannot gank against Asiwaju? Asiwaju is an intelligent man.
Okay, Ben.
When Asiwaju said, I'm going to give 12 million people 88,000, the same people that are calling on the program today, they are against it. When Asiwaju forcibly removed subsidy, the same people that have a double mouth today, the same people call, where are the palliative? People are hungry. Now, government introduce, okay, they want to give people food. You say, no, you don't want again. Okay, what do you want?
But look, Ben, are you okay with the way that the palliatives are being sharing across different states?
Look, individual states have their own peculiarity.
Okay.
Let the governor handle it the way they like. But let me tell you one thing: nobody should mention Asiwaju name here. You criticize Asiwaju pulls the body to the state. Let the state, because federal government did not have the people that live under the federal. That's the people reside in the state. That's the reason why federal government, through the National Executive Council meeting, that they resolved that the state to handle the palliatives, and they share the money. So take Asiwaju out of this issue. Face your governor. If the governor did not utilize the money very well, don't point finger at Asiwaju. This is not Asiwaju fault.
But Ben, we are talking about the palliatives. We're not even talking about president. We're talking about the fact that NLC is complaining that the governors cannot be trusted with the sharing of palliatives. That is what we are looking at. Ben, don't try to take us off course.
Please, now don't interject me. You are not interjecting. Please, let me quickly.
You are the one interjecting me, Ben.
Time has gone. Not only Buhari government, federal government that handle anything palliatives, and the people criticize that it failed. Now, the government said that the state will handle it now. We still putting that, okay, what do we want?
What are you...
The labor that are complaining today, the labor that are complaining today, what do they want? They want to handle it?
Thank
You
you
want
very
the state
much,
governor to
Ben.
handle it?
2 minutes up. It's okay. Thank you very much. We have run out of time, unfortunately. Ben, you need to stay in one place so we can truly understand where we are going with this conversation. But thank you very much for sharing your passion, for I don't know who the passion is geared towards, but the conversation this morning is as regards palliative sharing. And if we agree with NLC that the governors can't share these palliatives properly, all right, we're not even talking about whether palliative is good or whether it is bad. The point is they are sharing palliatives. How would you rate the sharing of palliatives so far by states, and how best should the issue of palliatives be handled? That is the focus for the day. Ben just has a very interesting way of making things very colorful. But that's all we can take for this morning. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. But then, just as we always try to reiterate, it's a beautiful Wednesday, so by 4 p.m., join Okwemi Akionde in the Situation Room. The conversation definitely continues, so stay with us. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Mobola Sandra. We'll be back by 9:45 for Global View, where we'll be talking international stories. Someday soon, we're going to have a bigger conversation as regards, going beyond oil in this country. But in the meantime, stay tuned.
98.3 Mainland FM.
You're about to close the deal of a lifetime, and suddenly your phone goes off because your battery is low. There's a hot gist in town, and just when you're about to hear it, your smartphone disappoints you. Oh, not again. Even worse, you're about to get that yes, but they can't reach you. No smartphone guarantees you your dream like the itel P40. With just one charge of its mega 6000 mAh battery, power is yours for 3 days. Also get 5GB from Airtel for just 1,000 naira when you buy itel P40 and activate it with an Airtel 4G SIM card. SMS GET to 141 to get this offer. itel P40, one charge for 3 days.
Are you seeking admission into a tertiary institution in Nigeria? Here is a big opportunity for you. The 2022-2023 admission into Eko City Polytechnic is now open. Available courses are Computer Science, Theatre and Media